Hey, what's up, guys? Steve here, and today we're going to take a look at the 40 highest selling 1987 through 1994 Michael Jordan basketball cards from the Fanatics weekly auction that ended on June 1st. And we'll kick today's list off at number 40 with this 1991 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 29. This was an SGC 9 that received 7 bids, and it sold for $18 even. Up next at number 39 is this 1991 Upper Deck Bulls checklist featuring Michael Jordan with card number 75. This was a PSA 9 that received 6 bids, and it sold for $19.20. Coming in at number 38 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Topps, card number 101. This was a PSA 9 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $19.20. Up next at number 37 is this 1992 Hoops USA Michael Jordan, card number 341. This was a PSA 9 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $19.20. Coming in at number 36 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Skybox, card number 31. This was a PSA 9 that received 7 bids, and it also sold for just short of $20. Get our first Jordan from the 1980s at number 35 with this 1989 Collegiate Collections North Carolina, card number 65. This was an SGC 9.5 that received 6 bids, and it sold for $22.80. Up next at number 34 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1991 Skybox basketball set with card number 39. This was a PSA 9 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $25.20. Coming in at number 33 is this 1990 McDonald's The Chess Pass Michael Jordan, card number 3. This pinkback variation was in a PSA 8 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $27.60. Up next at number 32 is this 1993 Upper Deck Triple Double Michael Jordan, card number TD2. This was a BGS 8.5 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $30 even. We're headed to the mid-1990s at number 31 with this 1994 Collector's Choice Michael Jordan, card number 240. This was a CGC 10 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $32.40. And kicking off the top 30 of today's list is Michael Jordan's 1991 Upper Deck, card number 452. This was a CSG 10 that received 7 bids, and it also sold for $32.40. Up next at number 29 is this 1994 Skybox Emotion Michael Jordan, card number 100. This was a PSA 9 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $34.80. We're headed back to the late 1980s at number 28 with Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the inaugural 1989 Hoops basketball set with card number 21. This was an SGC 9.5 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $45.60. Coming in at number 27 is this 1992 Upper Deck 15,000 Point Club Michael Jordan, card number PC4. This was a PSA 9 that received 18 bids, and it sold for $46.80. Up next at number 26 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Topps Archives with card number 52. This was a PSA 9 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $48 even. Coming in at number 25 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1988 Fleer basketball set with card number 120. This was a PSA 6 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $56.40. Up next at number 24 is this 1992 Upper Deck Michael Jordan MVP, card number 67. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $67.20. Coming in at number 23 is this 1991 Upper Deck Magic Johnson versus Michael Jordan, card number 34. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it also sold for $67.20. Up next at number 22 is this 1993 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 28. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $76.80. Coming in at number 21 is Michael Jordan's 1991 Hoops USA basketball card with card number 579. This was a PSA 10 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $93.60. And we're headed back to the 1980s to kick off the top 20 with this 1987 Fleer Michael Jordan sticker number 2. This was a PSA 7 that received 13 bids, and it sold for just over $100. Up next at number 19 is this 1990 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 26. This was a CSG 10 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $103.20. Coming in at number 18 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Stadium Club Frequent Flyers with card number 181. This was a PSA 10 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $126. Headed back to the 1980s at number 17 with this 1988 Michael Jordan Rules card. This was a PSA 10 that received 29 bids, and it sold for $144. Up next at number 16 is this 1992 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 238. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $186. Coming in at number 15 is this 1989 Spanish Michael Jordan. This rare Jordan was in a PSA 1 that received 25 bids, and it sold for $240. Up next at number 14 is this 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 17. This was a PSA 9 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $288. We're headed back to the mid-1990s at number 13 with this 1994 Upper Deck MJ Rare Air Michael Jordan, card number 1. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $300 even. Up Up next at number 12 is this 1988 Panini Super Sport Italian Michael Jordan, card number 141. This was a PSA 6 that received 20 bids, and it sold for $312. Coming in at number 11 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Stadium Club Beam Team insert with card number 1. This was a BGS 8.5 that received 36 bids, and it sold for $372. We're headed back to the 1980s to kick off the top 10 with Michael Jordan's base card from the 1987 Fleer basketball set with card number 59. This was a PSA 8 that received 20 bids, and it sold for just over $400. Up next at number 9 is this 1994 Skybox Emotion Intense Michael Jordan, card number 3. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 24 bids, and it sold for $432. Coming in at number 8 is this 1992 Fleer Team Leaders Michael Jordan, card number 4. This was a BGS 9 that received 17 bids, and it also sold for $432. Up next at number 7 is this 1993 Fleer Michael Jordan Sharpshooter, card number 3. This was a PSA 10 that received 24 bids, and it sold for $600 even. Coming in at number 6 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Ultra Scoring Kings insert with card number 5. This was a PSA 7 that received 19 bids, and it sold for just short of $700. And kicking off the top 5 of today's list is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1989 Fleer basketball set with card number 21. This was a PSA 10 that received 25 bids, and it sold for $900 even. Up next at number 4 is this 1991 Upper Deck Award winner holograms Michael Jordan, card number AW1. This was a PSA 10 that received 40 bids, and it sold for $1,050. We're headed back to the 1980s at number 3 with this 1988 Basket 16 Michael Jordan, card number 12. This was a PSA 7 that received 45 bids, and it sold for $1,140. Coming in at number 2 is this 1993 Upper Deck Johnny Kilroy, card number JK1. This was a PSA 10 that received 40 bids, and it sold for $2,880. And we get a pretty rare Jordan to top today's list off at number 1 with this 1989 KOS Michael Jordan, card number 124. This was a PSA 2 that received 40 bids, and it sold for $3,720. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.